Hey everybody, so I know I said I was gonna take a break while I'm figuring out this movie reaction, and to be honest, it's really late, and I forgot to make my review for Loki. But since it's Loki, we're gonna make an exception, and we're gonna talk about it. So, Loki, season 2, episode 3. Let's talk about it. All right, so this episode was really cool. It was not what I was expecting at all, but this episode actually it's centered around Victor Timely, Jonathan Majors. Whatever you want to think about him at the moment, all that aside, he is the lead of this episode. Loki and Mobius are close second. Renslayer is back. Miss Minutes is back. Sylvie's back. We open up in when Victor Timely was a kid. Miss Minutes, Renslayer, they slide him the TVA guidebook. So he's able to come up with all these ideas from it. Back at the TVA, Obi and all of them, they're discussing about how they're still going to die unless they can get this the temporal loom thing fixed. So they're like, Miss Minutes is our best bet. Miss Minutes was last seen with Renslayer. We got a little nod to where Renslayer might be. Let's go find her. So then when they pull up in 18 whenever, I can't remember when it was, they're wearing the bowling hats, and I was like, all right, let's go, because they're wearing those hats in the post-credit scene from Ant-Man. So I'm like, this is it, this is the episode. When I was building up to it, I started hitting my brother. I'm like, oh, here it goes. Little did I know that he was going to be the star of the whole episode. And when I mean the star, I mean he kills it. Every variation of Kang we've seen so far it's felt so different. He's so good at doing that. Victor Timely has a little bit of a stutter. So we have Sylvie coming after Victor Timely, trying to kill him. We have Renslayer and Miss Minutes trying to get him on their side. And then we have Mobius and Loki, who are trying to bring him back to the TVA to fix the temporal loom. I would say at first, Renslayer and Miss Minutes win. They take him back. They're figuring out some things. They're in Chicago, but we find out that his actual warehouse science place is in Wisconsin. So they travel by boat there, and Renslayer fell asleep in one of the, I don't know, safety boats. What do you call those things? The escape boats. They cut her off, so it's just Miss Minutes and Victor Timely. It gets a little weird from there, where it's Miss Minutes was actually in love with Kang the whole time. And I started to see it coming with the little jealousy stuff she was showing. I was like, is she in love with him? And she is. He shuts that thing off. Loki and Mobius show up. Renslayer shows back up. Sylvie shows up. So then we got another little duel thing here. But at this point, Sylvie wins the duel, but he ends up convincing her to let him stay alive. It's whoever this other one was, he's I'm not him. You don't know me, you don't know my heart. Whatever this other guy did, it's not me. So she looks at Loki and she's like, okay, y'all can take him. But Sylvie then kicks Renslayer back into the end of time, which is where Kang was murdered in the last episode of season 1. And then Miss Minute shows back up. She's like, well, he was an idiot to make an enemy of everyone that knows his secrets, and this. And then she's like, I actually know a secret about you, talking to Renslayer. He's like, but it's probably gonna make you pretty mad, is what she says, or something like that. So as soon as she says that, my mind goes to Renslayer as a Kang. She's probably the female variant of Kang. And from the little voice memo that we got from the first episode, it seems like they were in some type of relationship. So it seems like we've even got another Loki and Sylvie thing going on. I don't know the full picture, obviously. But hey, 3 episodes in, we're halfway through. I wonder how big of a part Jonathan Majors is going to play going forward. Like I said, I expected him to be in this, but I did not expect him to be like the whole episode. Like it was such a surprise, a pleasant surprise. You really end up liking Victor Timely, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not because I don't really know what his motives are. Until next week. Next week is the big one. You know, they let the press people see up to episode 4. Apparently something pretty big happens. Like I said, I'm ready to see some like different multiversal stuff, some more cameos and stuff. I mean, like I'm not just there for the fan service, cameos and stuff, but I'm ready to get into the multiverse stuff. It's gonna be fun. Also, I just want to say I appreciate them really showing off Loki's powers this season, because I feel like the first season we didn't get to see him use his powers a lot, but this time they're kind of leaning into that. Like, oh yeah, I forgot. He's also a god with like tons of powers, which could have been a meta reference when Owen Wilson was talking about that in this episode when they're talking about Thor and Odin. He's like, I forget you were one of them. You know, I feel like it's because the first season made him feel more like a normal person. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comment section below. Let me know where you think it's going. Leave a like, subscribe, check out some other videos, and I'll see you next time.